After 2,000 years of exile, a Jewish state is reborn. Jews may once again return to the Promised Land. But once again, hostile forces combine to destroy that dream. 1948, a fledgling state is surrounded by enemies intent on the complete destruction of a country only 48 hours old. A freedom that had yet to be won by blood, sweat, toil, and tears. The bravest of souls making the ultimate of sacrifices for a land they so dearly loved. Finally, the hopes and dreams of what seemed an eternity come to life. A homeland for the Jews. Israel today, stronger than ever. But what about the internal battle? The troubling forces from within. The 1950s. Israel undergoes a massive wave of immigration. Education dismal, unemployment rampant, giving rise to a massive wave of crime. Major absorption centers in the northern part of Israel are particularly hit by the crisis. Then came a man with a vision and a dream to transform this barren wasteland filled with drug addicts and criminals, to bring lost children back to society. He found them on the streets, abandoned, orphaned, roaming the streets in search of drugs, alcohol, and crime. The youth, rejected by society, abused without functioning homes, dropouts from life. He followed them to their so-called home, and with kind words, he spoke to them like no one had before, like a loving father to a son. And quickly, they felt his love and his warmth reaching out to them, touching their hearts. And miraculously, they began to change. And then he went to the prisons to reclaim the most desperate, the most lost. With his message of love and hope, he turned hardened criminals into law-abiding citizens. He then realized that he had to save the children, the neglected, the abandoned, at the earliest part of their lives, before they turned to crime. And here, in Migdal HaEmek, Rabbi Yitzchok David Grossman began at the very beginning. With 18 children, a future is born for Israel's underprivileged youth. Migdal Or. And now, this is the site at Migdal Or, where a new generation of Jewish youth, Russians, Ethiopians, Yemenites, and Israelis, indeed, children who emigrated from all corners of the world, are mainstreamed with each other, learning together side by side. Under the guidance of Rabbi Grossman and his staff of over 700 selfless and dedicated professionals, it is here where Israeli youth learn of their proud Jewish heritage. And it is here where over 6,000 students are provided with the resources they need to become professionals who will be a source of pride and inspiration to the state of Israel. It is no wonder then that Migdal Or has earned the highest praise from Israel's leaders.
אנחנו כולנו יודעים את מעשיו של כבוד הרב גרוסמן, המקרב לבבות, מקרב את הדור הצעיר לאמונה באלוקי ישראל, בתורת ישראל.
I really wanted to express my appreciation for your support to Migdal Or, which is a unique institution, as Rabbi Grossman is a unique person in our country.
Today, Migdal Or fills a void in Israel's educational and social infrastructure. Migdal Or meets the desperate need of a deprived and forgotten youth. From early childhood to high school and technical training, Migdal Or offers an unparalleled, solid academic education, combined with high-level training programs and cutting-edge technology. Migdal Or has become the pioneering institution that has redefined the method of reaching out to neglected children. But how was this accomplished? The answer: love. Absolute, unconditional love.
The philosophy of Judaism is, V'ahavta l'reach kamocha. Love your brother like you love yourself. If somebody has a problem with his child, is ready to do everything in his world to save his child, the same feeling you must to have when you walk with your brother's child.
All the girls here feel like sisters to each other. Migdal Or taught us not only how to love each other, but how to love this state of Israel. I want to be a psychologist, so I can give my country what Migdal Or gave me.
I think Migdal Or is special by accepting you as you are, from which background you come, and helping you to help yourself and then to help people. That's one of the main reasons I decided to become a doctor. It's what's more maximal helping people, if not medicine. Within a few months, when I'll finish my internship, I'll join the army and serve as a military doctor. And that way I could help a lot of soldiers, help the army, help the state of Israel.
The Israel Defense Force includes the courageous young men, graduates of Migdal Or, fighting valiantly for the freedom they hold so dear.
I believe the education in Migdal Or is very important because soldiers that have knowledge about the history of Israel can be stronger fighters.
Defenders of the land of Israel, brave and proud soldiers, products of Migdal Or. Migdal Or, guardians of the future, standing at the forefront, building the future of our youth. But still, there is so much more to be done. His name is Eli, who cries bitterly when telling the story of how both his parents lost their lives in Russia for being Jewish. And this is Batsheva, one of 11 children whose mother suffered an emotional breakdown because she simply could no longer cope. And who will care for the children who come from dysfunctional homes, abused children like 10-year-old David, who was confined to a hospital for 3 months because he was physically abused? Dare we stand by and ignore these children in despair?
1 year ago, I came from Russia, all alone, with my grandfather. I had no father. I had no mother. One day, my grandfather took me by the hand and said, "Eli, I will take you to a place that will be your home, a place built by beautiful people." I remember how my grandfather gave me a kiss, and he said to me, "Eli, your parents fought very hard in Russia for you to always remember that you are Jew. Today, I have a new home, Migdal Or. Today, I have a loving father, Rabbi Grossman. And today, I will always remain a Jew."
Migdal Or is their home, from infancy to adulthood. Here they live in a warm, home-like atmosphere, 24 hours a day. Migdal Or, providing modern dormitories, clothing, and medical aid for thousands of children. Here our children are nurtured, and receive tender loving care and devotion, like a father to a son, like a mother to a daughter. Here, children live a life of dignity and self-respect. Children ever so happy with joy and excitement. All this at Migdal Or. Migdal Or, building leaders for the future. Doctors, lawyers, members of parliament, soldiers, researchers, rabbis, computer programmers, educators, fashion designers, proud graduates of Migdal Or.
The success rate of the graduates of Migdal Or is something that's incredible. 98% or more of these children grow up to be successful members of society. I think it's very rewarding, very enriching, being able to help others that can't help themselves. And I found that it has actually benefited me more than it's cost me.
Some time ago I visited Migdal HaEmek and came to see my good friend Rabbi Grossman. Of course I walked into a building that seemed like a regular school, and you see these kids and you stand there dumbfounded, because this is the essence of what the Jewish state, the Jewish people and Zionism is all about. And I was thinking about that because there are so many such children, 6,000 children from Yemen, from Ethiopia, and from Russia, and from every part of the world, and from Israel, who are studying here. I think this is a service that is rendered and it's second to none. I've followed Rabbi Grossman's work for a long time, actually since I was the ambassador, Israel's ambassador to the UN. I've been trying to help as best as I can. Now you help as best as you can. Thank you.